support of this bill. Bharat supposed to be the largest democratic country in the world and mother of democracy. Sir, this appointment of election commissioner, the matter has been brought under the purview of Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has made it very clear. A temporary committee constituting Prime Minister, LOP and CJI until a law is enacted in the Parliament. But unfortunately, our friends, colleagues started saying that CJI has been removed from this three-member committee. मैं बधाई देता हूं हमारे लॉ मिनिस्टर को. अपार्ट फ्रॉम प्राइम मिनिस्टर, LOP, leader of opposition and a union minister. Subject to correction, LOP, I don't think there is a opposition status even for this present Congress party in the Lok Sabha. In spite of that, our honorable minister is liberal enough to include as the largest party's leader also been included in the three-member committee. And sensing that even in future also it may happen. भविष्यवाणी भी जानते हैं हमारे मंत्रिपद, इसलिए the leader of the party which has got highest number. So ठीक है, आपको भी समय आएगा. So there is no way in violation of the judgment, sir. They should introspect first. It's a purely a meritless criticism against this government on the appointment of these election commissioners. You all should introspect what has happened all these years. What was the methodology adopted in appointing the election commission at national level, even at state level? And how these election commissioners are functioning. I really appreciate one of our colleagues from BJD. If they start now suspicious on even returning officers, this democracy would have not survived. I ask the appointment of the chairperson and staff of the tribunals, national green tribunals. Who is the authority in appointing this? The same central government for the last many decades. And even the National Human Rights Commission, supposed to be the Prime Minister is the chairperson and the ministers concerned. And these people never brought a holistic law for regulating the appointment of CEC and election commissioners. The policy paralysis, though they were in power for more than 6 decades. So when the matter is brought to the Supreme Court, the government has tried its best to make it fulfilled. One of the comments made by former Chief Election Commissioner, sir, by name O.P. Rawat, I quote, sir, the issue before the Supreme Court was not who will be on the selection committee. It was why did you, the earlier government, not enact a law as promised or laid down in the Constitution. So you make a law until then our suggested panel will select CEC and ECs. In the Constitution, Parliament is the supreme law-making body and Supreme Court has the power to judicially review the Constitution. So I don't think there is any issue in this. This is the statement given by O.P. Rawat, the formal and Chief Election Commissioner. Sir, people have started and shown much respect and regards towards Supreme Court judgments. I fail to understand what happened when there was a judgment by Supreme Court on Shabanu case. What made the government to bring an ordinance? Was it not a political motive and superseding the Supreme Court judgment? And even then, when Sheshan was a Chief Election Commissioner, he was the man instrumental in bringing electoral reforms, right from implementing strictly the model code of conduct. And the Congress government in '93, they have added 2 more persons to belittle TN Sheshanji. Mr. Gill and GVG Krishnamurthy were being added to just belittle the powers of TN Sheshanji. And this is the attitude of the then government, Congress government, and they'll speak of democracy and they speak of internal democracy. And even 2009, the Chief Election Commissioner N. Gopalaswamy was recommended the removal of the person called Naveen Chawla. Earlier, our member has told that who is the secretary for former Prime Minister. So, sensing that he is in a partisan attitude, working as a member in the Election Commission, Gopal Swamy recommended for his removal. But unfortunately, the then government rejected the request of this Chief Election. This is the democracy which they adopted. Sir, apart from this, now our government has brought a 3-member committee apart from Prime Minister, LOP and Union Minister. So, before these so-called members of the opposition parties opposing this bill, they should not only introspect, they should also know what measures have you taken during the ensuration of the constitutional norms of separation of powers. What were they have the methodology followed. More extensive, even the quasi-judicial constitutional bodies like CEC, yes sir, UPSC, NCSC, NCBC, NCST and so on. They never bothered. And in practice, it was the government alone they have decided. Sir, finally,
please conclude.
By supporting this bill, I would like to make some recommendation because the black money which is playing a dominant role in the present day politics, you have been witnessing how hundreds of crores of rupees now, the black money is now coming out. Sir, to eradicate black money from the politics, the government is also...
Dr. Amit,